cho có cho mấy có cho khả năng cả bé gà ghé yo có ai lỡ đã yo tha du hè li hat mo Kapetamo berdebu tongkok besi berdenteng na hok le lagu moyang peragunteng. Hauk teu cebo pija payak pe hayak barak ni bah mak bergeli bajang beringat elok bergeli na hok le pesat moyang peragunteng. Teng 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 teng.
The Mak Betise of Carey Island in peninsular Malaysia are an Austro-Asiatic Mon Khmer-speaking Orang Asli community, living in Orang Asli reserves on Carey Island and along the coasts of Kuala Langat in Selangor. They had named Carey Island Teluk Gunjeng, but the British renamed it Carey Island in the 19th century when the island was given in perpetuity to Carey, a Scottish entrepreneur who had requested for land to plant coffee. Numbering around 3,000, they traced the origins about half a century ago to the lower stretches of Sungai Tembiling, or the Tembiling River, the main tributary of Sungai Pahang to Kuala Tembiling at Jerantut. They claim they are historically linked to the Jahit Orang Asli community of Jerantut. Here, village elders stated that they were overrun and attacked by the Bajau Bugis of Sulawesi and the Tembusai Malays of Rokan in Rio. Hundreds were killed and captured as slaves, and they were forced to trek across the forests to the west coast of the peninsula into the mangroves of the Langat River in Selangor. Bajau hence became a common word in the Betise language to mean bad or evil. From the 17th century, they had established settlements all along the estuarine rivers of Carey Island and on Bukit Jugra, across Sungai Langat or the Langat River. Bukit Jugra became their main communal and spiritual abode, the burial site of their ancestors or Moyang up to current times. Jugra, a hill promontory visible from the Straits of Malacca, was used as a navigational mark by seafaring merchants. Arab traders referred to Bukit Jugra as Balasar. Its early name was Palisa Hill from the Arab word Balasar. However, these peaceful years were over when the Bugis chief, Sultan Abdul Samad, claimed Jugra as the royal capital of Selangor in 1875. He built a palace there and ordered the Betise people to pay homage to him by bringing in products from the forests, fish and crustaceans from the rivers, and mangrove mudflats below the hill. British colonization of Malaya saw Jugra briefly as an administrative capital before the capital of Selangor moved to Klang in 1898. Sultan Alauddin Sulaiman Shah, also known as Sultan Sulaiman, succeeded the throne of Selangor but moved to Klang. Activities on Bukit Jugra overwhelmed the Mak Betise, and they began to spread their settlements behind the secluded mangroves of Teluk Gunjeng, Carey Island, and along the coast of Selangor right down to the border of Negeri Sembilan. Koi, Tanjung Sepat, and Bukit Bangkong at the Negeri Sembilan border remain Betise settlements up to today.
Saya tak tahu nak kata apalah. Ni belakang saya ni. Ini hutan bakau. Ni tu. Tak jauh saya keset dalam 40 meter pun. 30 meter saja. Di situlah orang asli di sini mencari rezeki. Siputnya, lokannya, ketamnya. Tapi oleh kerana projek ni dah jalan, orang asli dah tersepit. Dah tak boleh buat. Saya merayulah kepada pihak-pihak berkuasa. Janganlah satu musnah alam semula jadi. Nak membangun macam mana lagi? Tapi kalau boleh, sesuatu kawasan tu, biarlah alam semula jadi kekalkan. Mungkin 10 tahun ke 20 tahun, mengkaji sejarah.
Every settlement was pioneered by an ancestor or Moyang, and these ancestors became pioneer chiefs of settlements. They were eventually honored as ancestral spirits. Hence, from that time onward to current times, a day is devoted to these ancestral spirits who pioneered Betise settlements and saved the Betise from enslavement and genocide by invading island Malays and Bugis. The day coincides with the full tide on a full moon in the month of February or early March. Hari Moyang is celebrated by each village at the village spirit hut, where the shaman of each village sends greetings of appeasement to ancestral spirits. Each villager seeks blessings from their respective ancestral spirits and is blessed with a streak of lime across the forehead. The spirit flowers decorated around the spirit hut symbolically represent the long knives, or lembing, used by ancestors for hunting and personal protection. At the same time, women gather to do the dance of the jaw beside the village spirit hut, where they move in a circle anti-clockwise around an earth mound. The earth mound, decorated with spirit flowers, symbolically represents the original hill, possibly Jugra, associated with the myth of the first incest. Men dressed as village ancestral spirits dance around the women in the same direction. The anti-clockwise movement around the earth mound symbolically reassures the Betise people of the strong taboo of incest. They uphold the myth of origin when a brother and sister, lonely for life partners, set across the hill in opposite directions in search of spouses. Years later they meet and marry one another, not realizing that they were siblings. Today, the incest taboo is strongly upheld by the ritual of men and women dancing in the same direction so as not to meet in the way the siblings did. The taboo of incest assures the community of the regeneration of the community in the long term. This is Moyang Jabois, a celebrated village ancestral spirit which bears the spirit of the monkey, who is mischievous but kind and protective. Moyang Tok Naning is a village guardian spirit who warned the Betise people against social strife and conflict. He also warned them against believing in the outsider who invades the villages on the pretext of friendship. Music for the jaw is provided by women on the ding tong and gendang, or drums, and a male violinist. The ding tong is a two-piece bamboo instrument beaten with both hands on an Estonia wood piece to produce a bass, monotonic beat, while the violin covers the range of the music. The main singer is always a woman on the ding tong. finally, the feasting begins at the community hall. The hall, or ballet, is decorated with spirit flowers to entice more ancestral spirits to come down to the village to rejoice in the celebrations. Miniature trays of food are offered to the ancestral spirits, and food is cooked communally for each village. The day of the ancestors has ended, the spirits have been appeased, fed, and rested, and as they prepare to leave the village, they spread good fortune and health all around, with happiness and strength and vitality for their tribe. They feel there is hope for survival and can return in peace to the forests and the seventh world, where they will await the return of another year on a full tide and a full moon.
Guwang kuwit, melipat daun bakau, tidak duit. Guwang kuwit, melipat daun bakau, ka menyumpit, terhirit pintu ipau, ka menyumpit, terhirit pintu ipau.